One and only. Do I call you the one and only? Yeah, I'll call you the one and only.
Yeah, one and only. I don't think
Leigh,
there's any others with my name.
yeah, and actually I got that wrong being such a Kiwi. I said Petridis, but it's Petridis. Is that right?
Petridis.
Petridis. Yeah, I still can't say it. So I've got Leigh, who is the Victorian General Manager of Salt, and we're currently looking for a principal consultant, ideally in sales tech space. And so, Leigh, I just want to know, why come to Salt? Why come and work for you?
That's a good question. Never thought about that. We're a good team, good place, very close team.
Yep.
We've all been together for a very, very long time. Kind of consider us like family in the Melbourne office. We've gone on a pretty big journey over the last couple of years. The last 12 months has been really, really interesting in coming into the Salt family. But in that, it's created a lot of opportunity. I've got the majority of the team are ahead of target for the second half of the year. They've already hit their targets there. And that I have to say, in a nutshell, it's just the opportunity to grow, build, and deliver as a recruiter, and then also progress through the Salt career ladder.
Yep.
And then also to work across some of our global customers, our key accounts, because on a lot of, and the reason why this role has come about is a couple of our key accounts globally haven't started their growth strategies for Victoria yet. That's on the cards in the next month or two. So realistically, this person is going to be coming into once again, I keep going back to it, opportunity, huge opportunity to really drive their career forward.
Yeah, and I mean, also we recently had our Q3 APAC results. And what was amazing is, considering you guys have been in lockdown since March. It is since March, right?
On and off, but we've all been working remotely since March. Yeah. And
who was Office of Q3 across APAC? Who was that? Sorry.
Little old Melbourne. So yes, it was us. Still waiting on. I'll get that trophy this week as well. So we'll have to do maybe a follow up to this where we present the trophy. So Melbourne.
And I think it's also interesting, right? We're in 2020. There's a global pandemic, yet we've still continued to grow. And we're looking at growing. That's definitely not stopping. And I saw today as well that we are about to launch our second office in South Africa with Johannesburg. And I think the other thing that maybe people don't realise with Salt is, although we're global, we're actually really close, and that collaboration piece is huge. So what are some of the relationships that you've had that have come from that global piece?
First and foremost, I got to meet everybody last year, which that was pretty cool. So on our conference in Dubai, which is really good to meet everybody.
Yeah.
Me personally, we with all the APAC leaders, we catch up twice a week for a fair period of time, and video conferencing is actually good. You feel like you get to see each other a lot more. And then with the every office sends out an email at the end of the week highlighting their successes for the week. And then we celebrate individual success as well across the globe with every future that we create. A message gets shared around. Every placement has a story, so that gets shared around the globe. So everybody feels that they're part of something bigger. They see names all the time, and also gives them an opportunity to reach out to that person who made that placement to explore the opportunity there. So that's some of the things. And then across the APAC region a little bit more, because from a time perspective, it's just a little bit easier. Every consultant gets buddied up with somebody that they share a universe with, or a patch, whatever you want to call it. We call it universes, which makes sense. That's our language, which I love. So everybody gets to be the master of their universe, but also gets to have a buddy across the other region, so they can share candidates and clients and things like that. So that's how you feel connected to the wider business.
Yeah, and look, I know I've reached out to a number of people on LinkedIn, and a lot of them are sort of saying, "Hey, look, I'm happy. I'm not looking at opportunities," which is great. But I suppose one of the things is to think about coming to Salt, and especially in Melbourne at the market, making, even just having an initial conversation, but actually considering making a move when Melbourne has been in restrictions for such a long time, you know, what would you say to somebody who was just maybe a little bit curious about salt?
I'd say dip your toe in the water to start with and see what happens. You know, there's a couple of things. So back in March, we, you know, we, as a lot of agencies, had people teed up to start with us. And we honoured their employment, and they've been on board for quite a period of time. We remotely onboarded them, and surprise, surprise, they're you know, they're enjoying themselves. They're part of the wider business. They're making commission. So you know, like, yeah, I'd say look, just have the initial conversation just to see whether it is for you or whether it's not. But you know, we are a different proposition to a lot of other agencies out there. I speak to a lot of people. I speak to, you know, colleagues and peers in the industry, and a lot of them don't paint as good a picture as I would have expected. You know, we're finding things really, really positive. You know, all our customers are talking about growth. And in turn, we're talking about the same thing. So yeah, I'd suggest be curious. Have an initial conversation.
Yeah.
And if it's not for you, it's not for you. And who knows, it might be for you in 6 to 12 months' time. You know, these things do take time.
All about timing, right? Yeah. But as you say, just have a conversation. Nothing sort of hurts from that. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, let me see if from this video, Leigh, that we do get some interest for those candidates that, you know, could be curious. And we can kind of go from there. And what I'm going to do next, although you don't know this, I'm actually going to reach out to your team to find out what life at Salt in Melbourne's like, and also what's life at Salt like with Leigh as your manager. So there we go. Watch this space.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be interested to hear what I say. So yeah. I'm hoping to hear some good things.
You with the rest of the world. Yeah.
It'll be good.
All righty. Cheers, Leigh.
Okay. Cheers. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay.